So now that you've mastered or gotten through verbs and helping verbs and linking verbs, I'm hoping you'll realize why knowing your verbs is so important now that we move into subjects and predicates. So, which of the following below do you think are sentences? Autumn leaves twirled gently to the ground. The park district will open an outdoor ice skating rink in November. Or he smiles. Which one do you think are sentences? If you thought all three were sentences, you're right. Length does not determine what is or is not a sentence. Regardless of how long or short a group of words is, it needs two parts to be a sentence, a subject and a predicate. So you can write a sentence or what you think is a sentence that's 3 lines long on a piece of notebook paper, and sometimes it's not even a sentence. Likewise, you can write 2 words, and as long as it has a subject and a predicate, it means it's a sentence. So the subject of the sentence, tells us who or what. And then the predicate tells us what about it. And the predicate is just a fancy name for a verb. That's it. And a subject is a noun. So how do these 2 parts connect? The subject and the predicate parts connect to form a basic sentence, also known as an independent clause. So your subject is the who or what, and remember this is your noun. And your predicate will begin with the verb. So if we look at the examples, he, that's telling us who or what, that's a noun. What is he doing or what about him? He's smiling, which is our verb. If you look at the next one, autumn, leaves twirl gently to the ground. Autumn is our subject, it's what the sentence is about, and then the leaves twirl gently to the ground because twirl is the verb, it's what's happening. What about the park district will open an outdoor ice skating rink in November? Longer sentence. Sometimes I like to find the verb first, actually. So here's where knowing those verb phrases come in. Will open is your verb or verb phrase. And then I ask myself, or who or what will open? And we have the park district. So that's our noun. So every complete sentence contains 2 parts, a subject and a predicate. So to review, the subject is what or whom the sentence is about and contains a noun or a pronoun, while the predicate tells something about the subject and contains a verb. And that includes linking verbs and helping verbs. So let's take a closer look. Let's look at the example. Judy and her dog run on the beach every morning. Like I said, find the verb first. That's your predicate. So, Judy and her dog run on the beach every morning. What is the action in the sentence? If you said run, you are correct. So your predicate would be run on the beach every morning. Then ask yourself who or what is performing the action. That's your subject. So who or what runs on the beach every morning? Judy and her dog. So that's going to be your predicate. Okay, so let's do a couple examples together before you get to do your practice. Let's look at number 1. My little brother broke his finger. So you're going to find your verb first because that's your predicate. So my little brother broke his finger. Broke is going to be your verb. So your predicate starts with the verb and then it's everything else. So your predicate is broke his finger. Who or what broke his finger? My little brother. So we have our subject and our predicate. Let's look at number 2. His Uncle Bob asked for directions. You're going to find the verb first. His Uncle Bob asked for directions. Asked is your verb. So that means your predicate includes the verb and everything else. Asked for directions. Now you're going to ask yourself, who asked for directions? His Uncle Bob. So subject and predicate. Number 3, those soldiers carried guns. Find the verb first. Those soldiers carried guns. Carried is your verb. So your predicate includes the verb and everything after. Carried guns. Who or what carried the guns? Those soldiers. Subject and predicate. And then finally, number 4, our babysitter arrived late. Okay, find your verb first. Our babysitter arrived late. Arrived is your verb. So that makes the verb and everything after is your predicate. Who or what arrived late? Our babysitter. Subject and predicate. Okay, so now you're going to do some practice pages to see if you understand this.